Hey guys, Lan here on Grady's Mom. I wanted to do a quick cooking video today. This would be volume 43. I love making roasted vegetables. I make a batch pretty much every weekend, particularly on Sundays. And I love making them also just throughout the week as a side dish. But on Sundays I like to make a batch. I usually do a large sheet tray of them like this. Because I like to use them. They store really well in the fridge. And I like to use them when I'm home during the week as like a quick little side dish or even main dish for having lunch, because they're already fully cooked. I just have to pop them in the microwave and they come out just as delicious being reheated. And I'm ready to make my normal Sunday batch, so I wasn't planning to film this, but I thought I would just share it quickly because I get a lot of questions about how I season my veggies, what temperature I cook them at, what kind of veggies I like to roast. Truly, you can do any combination that you want. I just use whatever I have or whatever I have an abundance of. I've done anything from broccoli to what you see here to cauliflower. I've done cabbage, I've done potatoes, sweet potatoes, red potatoes, but today I'm doing zucchini, some tomatoes, a couple carrots, a half of a large onion, and some of these mushrooms. I'll probably use about half of this container of mushrooms. And I just toss everything in extra virgin olive oil. There's obviously many other oils you could use depending on your preference, but I just use olive oil. And for seasoning, this is mainly the seasonings that I use each week. So the first one being the Himalayan pink sea salt. I also use garlic powder. I use a little bit of crushed red pepper flake just for a little heat. If you don't like spicy, I would skip that. I use some fresh thyme, black pepper, and then this week I have some leftover fresh basil, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that. If I do have fresh herbs, I tend to try and incorporate that somehow. Last week I actually did rosemary because I had that. But this is just a perfect amount of basil to use. So I'm gonna get everything prepped. Pretty much just chop up the zucchini, peel and chop the carrot, the onion, the tomatoes I leave whole, the mushrooms are already cut. And then I'll season it, toss it in oil and bake it, and I'll show you guys how easy it is. Alright guys, so I threw all of my veggies on this tray, and I have my glove on because my hands are about to get really messy, and obviously I need a free hand to turn the camera off. Okay, so pretty much what I do is I start out first with the olive oil to kind of lube it up a little bit, because it will hold the seasoning better. So you're going to want to start with the olive oil and really get in there with your hands, and just try to make sure everything's coated. You don't want it all saturated, but you just want it coated because again, it holds the seasoning better. It also roasts better because the olive oil kind of acts, it's just really makes everything roasty and delicious. And so you're gonna wanna do that. Take a couple seconds and then try and spread everything out a little bit, just so when you season it, everything gets seasoned. So I'm gonna start out first and get my fresh basil on. And this week I am using this particular tray of veggies as a side dish for a couple lunches during the week. I'll definitely have a nice bowl of it when it comes out of the oven. But I actually, every Sunday, I'm gonna do some salt, pink salt. Every Sunday I try to do something. I don't do like a whole huge meal prep production, but I try to do something. Next is garlic powder that I can have on hand for, you know, again, just even if it's 2 or 3 days, just to have an option. And today I'm making a quiche, which I actually already have in the oven. I love garlic, so I went a little bit heavy with it. I'm gonna do some black pepper next. I like black pepper as well. You can also use ground black pepper. I'm gonna do a little bit of thyme. Actually gonna pour it in the cap and just kind of season it that way. I need a little bit more of that. Another thing that's really yummy on these when they come out of the oven, guys, is hit them with some fresh, right when they're out of the oven, some Parmesan cheese is really good. And then I'm gonna do a little bit of the crushed red pepper flake. And I just mean just a little bit because again, this definitely has some heat. Just gonna sprinkle that on. And then I'm just gonna grab a large spoon and just kind of move it around a little bit, just gently. Don't spend too much energy, just kind of move it around a little bit, just to make sure all the seasonings kind of get everywhere. And you want to try and make it so it's kind of flat, so like things aren't on top of each other, just the best that you can. It'll just cook more evenly. So I have my oven already on at 375. Again, because I have a quiche that takes longer than these, that's already in there. These are gonna take about 35 to 40 minutes. If you wanted them a little bit quicker, you could roast them at 400. I've even done 425 when I'm in a pinch and need them done in like 25 or 30 minutes. So, looks pretty darn good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and get them in the oven and I'll show you guys what they look like when they're done. All right, so I'm gonna have to move this quiche over. This is a bacon, cheddar, and caramelized onion quiche, if you're curious. I'm gonna go ahead and get the veggies right in next to that and let it do its magic. So about halfway through, I take them out and I kind of just give them a little turn. It's probably not 100% necessary, but it's just something I've always done. I don't know, I think it just kind of makes them cook a little bit better. Just a simple little turn. And I actually give them a little bit more salt because I don't feel that I gave them enough to begin with. Back in the oven for about 15 more minutes and then we're done. Alright guys, so here is the quiche that I made. I'm going to slice it up when it cools into individual portions. And what I love about quiche is it's great for breakfast or lunch or obviously dinner. So I plan to just slice it up into some individual pieces and then put some roasted veggies as a side. And again, it's like a really quick and also delicious lunch. So this is a bacon, caramelized onion, and cheddar cheese quiche. And I do have some clips of me making this, so I'll insert those right now. Alright guys, so the veggies are done. I can't get any closer unfortunately, but they are delicious. Now would be the time if you want to hit them with some Parmesan cheese. It would kind of melt right into the veggies, but it's a perfect side. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how it all looks together with the quiche. So this is what I'm going to portion out for the week. I actually have some Tupperware containers. They're kind of rectangle and not tall, they're like short rectangle containers. So I'll go ahead and put the quiche in with the roasted veggies and it's gonna be a great, again, breakfast, lunch option. So I just kind of wanted to show you how I was gonna use this particular batch this week. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I plan to do more side dish videos of the sides that I do the most. And I hope you guys all have a great day and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.